Hi, good evening, everybody. My name is Ryan Campbell. I'm the best man. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight and being here to celebrate this wonderful couple. We love you guys. No, you guys can sit down, relax, enjoy yourselves. You've been standing all night. It's all good. So I'm going to start and just say a few things about Mr. Spencer, whom I've known for, just about almost 11 years now. So Spencer and I met, this is going to be a big shock, at the Daily Grill, where we have all actually probably worked at one point or another. That table right there. No, but it's funny. The first thing Spencer ever said to me was no. I walked up. This is my third day as a server, and Mr. Spencer was serving at the bar, and he was bartending at the bar. Excuse me. And I just said, "Excuse me, can I get?" And before I could even get the words out, the answer was no. And so from that day forward, I knew I had to win this guy over. I was like, no, I got to make sure I get my drinks right when I get to the bar. He's going to take care of me right away. So after about 6 or 7 months, he and I became pretty good friends, had a few adventures, a few that we can't talk about, at least not here publicly. And we just kind of developed this great friendship over the years. And, coming from really similar backgrounds and growing up with parents in the industry and things like that, I think Spencer and I probably came up pretty much in the same kind of family and the same kind of household. And so, as soon as we broke down his tough exterior, Spencer turned out to be probably one of the nicest, sweetest human beings I've ever met in my life. No, it's true. He doesn't want you to know that, but I'm going to say it anyway. So, I'm really grateful to be here and to be able to enjoy in this journey with Spencer and Jen both. I was lucky enough to meet Jen along the way, and actually, believe it or not, she was really nice to me the first time I met her. It's true story. She still likes me. I'm still on the good side. Yeah, she totally can. I get her about once every couple months, and I'm in, I say hello, and then I leave. But no. So, it's a beautiful thing to be able to be involved in this wonderful union and see you guys make each other so tremendously happy. And I just, for the both of you, I think from everybody here, we can just say how much we love you and how grateful we are that you brought us all here together today to enjoy you guys, to celebrate you guys. So if everybody would raise their glass, I'd like to say Chendam, 100 years of happiness and health. And I love you both. Cheers. Next, I'd like to introduce Alicia Seha, who's the matron of honor. She's on fire. Give it up, folks.
Thank you. All right. I hear matron, and I'm like, oh, that sounds so old. Oh, okay. Before I even wrote this speech, I'm like, okay, I feel like I need to put a line in there that I'm like, I'm gonna make it through. I'm not gonna cry. Like this. Okay, got it. Okay, so a couple days ago, I was walking around my kitchen. The baby was asleep. I had the boys out of the house. I'm like, I'm gonna write Jen's speech. I'm gonna do this. Pacing around my kitchen island, literally bawling my eyes out, recounting, the course of our friendship. And, I started out with Jen brings so much joy to all those who know her. And as I'm writing that, I'm like, oh, that's her middle name. Okay. So joy is so fitting. And it reminded me of a scripture in the Bible that says, I knew you before you were born. And for Jen, this is so true. You are joy. I don't think I've laughed so hard in all my life. Hold on, my screen blanked out. Okay, I don't think I've laughed so hard in all my life except all the moments. I've been blessed to call you my best friend for the past 13 years. We've had quite the ride. We've had so many Jen and Alicia moments filled with uncontrollable giggling and laughter, moments only we've understood. And for the longest time, my husband's line was, what are you guys laughing at? And Jen's reply was, I know everyone in this room has heard this before. You wish you knew. And it reminded me of the time driving home with you after one shift at the Daily Grill. And this was months after she took me in. After a horrible experience in college, I had to move out of my dorm. She basically, her and her brother took me in. I started crying during the drive, and I realized how beautiful you were. You took in someone you hardly knew. You fed me. You filled out my W-2 forms, informing me I had now had a job at the Daily Grill as a hostess, and shared your full-size bed with me for 9 months. Not only did you take me in, but so did your whole family. I saw where your kindness and your giving spirit came from. I see your brothers, and I see them as my brothers. I see your parents, and I see them as my parents. I remember coming home when we lived in Alameda, and you guys would do these huge Costco trips. And I'm like, oh, here, let me pay you something. And Carrie and Dave were like, no, it's okay. It's okay. So thank you for getting me through college as well. She's the better college daughter. Yeah. So there are two people in my life that show me how much God loves me. One is my husband, and the other is Jen. He gave me another sister, one that no matter what happens in this life, we're always there for each other. So I love you so much. So I'm almost done, I promise. Okay, now for Spencer. I was actually there the first time you met, so I had to edit my speech because Jeff told a lot of the great stories. So looking back, I realized you two were meant to be together. So Jeff mentioned how they met, and from my perspective, I was completely impressed with the fact that he didn't take her attitude. So years later, we met again. And we went to dinner, and Jen had it all set up that you're going to grill him. You're really going to find out, who he is. And, we're sitting there, we're having dinner, and we asked about, hey, what's Spencer? Is that your name? He's like, yeah, that's my name. That's my last name. We're like, so your name is Spencer? We didn't. And he's like, no, it's Chris. We're like, oh, okay. So yes, that was all we asked, and the grilling was done because when we met him and we saw how they were together, we realized the type of person that he was, and we saw the type of father that he is, and it's just great to see that my best friend is in good hands, and I just wish you guys all the best, and. As most people have probably heard, we call each other HSLP, and for those of you that don't know what that means, we call each other our heterosexual life partners. And I'm now happy that she's yours, and I love you guys. So let's raise our glasses again to Mr. and Mrs. Spencer.
I think this is going to be on. All right. Hi, I'm Uncle Rick. I've been in this young lady's life for a very long time. Probably about, how old are you? 24. About 24 years. I've been in her life about 24 years now. And one of the wonderful things about watching her grow up, she had a favorite drink. And she would always come over and when she came to the house, and she would want Bapple juice. And that was her favorite drink. It still is. In fact, if she drinks enough, it becomes Bapple juice again. But we also had a couple of bears that we bought. They were stuffed brown bears, and they were two sizes. One was Max T, that was for maximum tan bear, and then we also had P. Ethel, that was for premium ethyl, and she loved those bears, and we have pictures of her carrying them around, and they were as big as she was, and she loved carrying those around. She also learned to dive in our pool, and then we watched her grow to a beautiful young woman, a professional, a hard-ass manager. There were a number of occasions that I had in my business to go to San Francisco and take some colleagues, and Jen would give us a private room and do a wonderful lunch for our foundation folks and so forth in San Francisco. And she was the consummate professional when it comes to her career. She also went to Cal State Hayward, which was my alma mater, and also her cousin Rick's alma mater. And so that's also part of her wonderful career. I just want to wish both of you the happiness and the love that your Aunt Pam and I have enjoyed for 33 years, and all the best to both of you.
Thank you, love you.
We love you.
You know, I also had to step in and do the father of the groom talk at the rehearsal dinner, and then I found out I had to do one here too. And you know, I do feel kind of put upon. So, but not. I'm just kidding. And I didn't want to do the same one because I cried during the other one. I'll probably cry during this one. I'm apologizing now. So anyway, please bear with me because I'm going to have to read it. Hi everyone. Okay, my name's Nancy, and I'm the mother of the groom. It's my honor to present a toast to the newlyweds tonight. And I'm going to give you some advice. I know a few things about a good marriage. I'm going to give you a few words of hard-earned wisdom. So here we go. A good marriage is the union of two good forgivers. That's important. Okay. When you're angry, and you will be, count to 100. Hurtful words can never be taken back. During my marriage, I would always think, because you know exactly what to say to inflict pain. You wait until the next morning, and if you're still that pissed, think about it again, all right? But one of the things I learned with your dad, Chris, or Spencer, that does not roll off my tongue easily. Common courtesy plays a big role in a happy marriage. People who are permanently married are polite to one another. They don't need to hurt the other's feelings, and they don't try to make the other one feel humiliated. People who are married for life are extremely kind to one another. And now I promise never, ever, ever again to give any advice unless I'm specifically asked at least twice.
Yeah, right.
Honest to God. Yeah. Okay. I ran across this when I was on Google looking up things that you should say as a parent of one of the major parties at this wedding. And I came across this saying, and a lot of it was just really dumb. But I liked this one. It is written, when children find true love, parents find true joy. Here's to your joy and ours from this day forward. Crap. Okay. To Jennifer and Christopher Spencer, cheers.
Nice job, Nancy.
One last thing. I have 2 boys. I would have loved to have had a girl, but I was pretty sure I would have twin boys, and then I would, I don't know what I would have done. So I really do feel like I finally got the daughter that I always wanted. I love you, Jen. I love you, Chris.
Someone tell me what time it is? Bedtime. We're going to be here for a couple hours. First of all, thank you, everyone, for coming, for being here this evening. I know you all think you're here to celebrate Jennifer and Spencer, and I'm here to tell you right now that's not true. You are here to walk memory lane with me. Now, Jennifer is, well, I won't tell you how old she is, but she's 24, and there are a few more years beyond that I also have to go through memory lane with. So everyone have a cocktail, have what you need, sit down, relax. Every father in the audience who has a daughter, who has married their daughter, knows exactly what I'm feeling now. Can I see a couple of you stand up so I can see exactly who you are? Joe? Tom? There's more than that, you just don't want to stand up. You know exactly what I'm feeling right now, and you know everyone's here. They were all here on your daughter's wedding to celebrate you. So thank you for coming for me. Love you, Hank. You've been through it too. When Jennifer was born, I looked in the window, and there were about 8 babies. And there was one who had their head up, looking around. Does anyone want to venture a guess? Hello, world, here I am. Ready or not. And that was Jennifer. At about age 2, her Uncle Tim said, "What's going to happen when someone tells her no?" I don't know. It hasn't happened. There have been a few people who have started to, but then decided better of it. I remember also at about age, not quite 2, maybe right around there, she and her cousin Carrie and their grandmother, and they always wanted their grandmother to read to them, but they weren't able to talk and say, "Grandma, can you read to us?" Jennifer would run around, find her glasses, and bring her glasses, because she knew then, "Oh, you want me to read to you?" So she knew it too, before she could talk, how to get her own way. It hasn't changed. There's more to come. These are my memories. These are my memories. When she graduated kindergarten, I remember saying to her, I'm going to ask her right now, Jennifer, what was the biggest highlight of kindergarten?
Uncle Rick.
No, it was I never had to sit on the red X. Even her teacher was afraid to say, "You're in trouble, you better sit down there." That didn't even happen then.
I don't get in trouble.
Yeah. I don't remember exactly how old she was, maybe 10 or 11 years old, and I know every time I tell this story, her mother just cringes. But she came up to me one time and she said, "Dad, would you drive me to the mall?" And I said, "Jennifer, if you really wanted to go to the mall, you'd find your own way there." Exactly. About 3 hours later, I get this phone call. "Dad, could you come to the mall and pick me up?" How the hell did you get to the mall? I found the bus. So I never said no again. When she was young, we took her to mother took her to Mother-Daughter Day at work. And her mother, who was in charge of many, many people, took her around and said, when the day was over, "Jennifer, what is it you want to do when you grow up?" And her answer was simple: "I want to be in charge. I want to tell people what to do." I win. In Little League, what position did she play? Catcher. Why? The catcher was in control of everything. Told the pitcher what to pitch. She was in charge. And lastly, the last one. When she was 16 and I took her out to buy a car. And we're looking in all the used car lots. Anyone that knows Indio, California knows along Highway 111, there are all these used car lots. We're looking at all these used car lots. And she says, "Dad, what are we looking in the used car lots for?" And I said, well, I'm going to buy you a car, Jenny. She says, I don't want a used car. I want a new car. I said, I can't afford a new car. She said, why? You had 16 years to save. At that point, I want you to know what I was going through, what my mind was going through when she was said, we're going to get married. And I thought, holy crap, I've got 33 years to save? I want to thank everyone for being here and giving me one more fantastic memory of my daughter and now my son-in-law. Thank you.
I'll explain in a minute.